Yay! 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 Yay!
Did you give a shit about this whole Johnny Depp trial thing? Everyone's going cuckoo over.
You know, I got to tell you, it was kind of fun to watch, like the clips, the little clip. Like I didn't sit down and watch like hours of it. Just
Some people
TV.
did, yeah.
Some did.
Yeah.
The TikTok universe was all over it.
Oh my god, that was. But you know, the TikTok universe was the same like 12, 15 clips over and
Give
over.
me those clips. That's fine. They were funny. They were adorable. They were humorous, and then move on.
Adorable.
They were adorable. They really were.
She cut off my finger. Aww.
It was the laughing, the ridiculous comments, and the ridiculous people on, that were called to the stand. They were just ridiculous. So it was kind of funny to watch that guy with it was like
the doctor.
The doctor.
He looked like he was on crack.
Who didn't know what to do or say up there. He was like bananas.
This is an actual segment from the trial. That was him on the stand.
I'd like to go one show without that sound effect. Just one show.
Wow, you're
one show.
You're co-hosting the wrong show, buddy. That is a losing battle. Yeah, they just had the verdict.
Yeah.
Which is Amber says it's a setback for women. I think it's great to finally see a rich white man get the win.
Wow. You know what? I just like that. I don't think
for the first time ever.
Look, I stand by women's rights. I think there was enough proof that he was abused as well. Yeah. And I love that it wasn't just because she's a woman. This is the verdict.
They each got money. But here's the thing. You never hear guys come forward. I think guys are probably too embarrassed.
It is. It's embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing. A guy come forward to say that I was beaten up by a woman, but he was. So he got his money coming.
And he had an addiction issue, and I think everybody heard all that going on. And they both, like you said, they both come out looking bad. They both come out with money in their pocket. Although she's paying out a lot more than he is. But
it's like, okay, he was awarded $15 million. She was awarded $2 million.
And they broke his down to like 10 and change or something after that.
Well, there's punitive damages, and then there's different types of damages that you can sue for.
Correct.
So I'm surprised most of our listeners don't sue for punitive damages after every episode, because that probably there's some long-term damage listening to this show.
Just for the time lost they had in listening to the show.
Yeah, and you can join the show if you want and tell us about how much we've damaged you.
6317 Myke Mo. That's Mike with a Y. 6317 Myke Mo. That's the number you call. Leave us a message, and we'll play it maybe on the show. And if it's any good, actually, we always do, because we don't listen to them ahead of time. We just say, "Hey, there's a voicemail. Let's play it."
I like the strategy. You and I butted heads over this when we started. You were like, "I want to hear the call ahead of time and prepare my answer."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Nah, I want to just do it, get the organic reaction."
We just did what you wanted to do.
Well,
like
I'm the one with the whole board and technology. You're you're as with all things in life, you're just a front man. You show up, you do your thing, and you get out of here. SantaClausCompany.com, brought to you by Butters the Elf. Hey, everybody. Just saying.
Everything in life, I'm just a front man? Wow.
No, not in your. You do something in your political career.
Thank you.
It doesn't accomplish much because the whole minority party thing, but
I think it's important to have a voice for everybody.
Ooh. Another thing that was on TikTok this week, did you see this whole Panera Bread macaroni and cheese scandal?
No.
So a Panera Bread employee went on there and showed how they make the mac and cheese, because everyone's like, "Oh, Panera makes the best mac and cheese."
It's okay.
The baked mac and cheese thing. No, it's a plastic bag that gets thrown in boiling water.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, heroic effort. You are a hero.
Sharing.
If you're listening to the show, by all means, come on by. Come on, be a guest. She got fired. Obviously, she got fired for
You're
it.
giving up company secrets, I guess.
Yeah, but
you've been the one who said multiple times that Panera Bread is like hospital food.
It's garbage. It's garbage.
So they have this front of being very good for you and very natural and very organic.
Yeah.
And it's hospital food.
Well, it's like if I could open up a restaurant called
Healthy Mike's.
No, I was going to put the word green in there. Green Mykes. Green Mykes.
Yeah.
That would be the name of my dispensary if I get awarded the application.
Did you put an application?
No,
in?
it costs like $100,000
more
just
than that.
just to apply. Yeah. But if
non-refundable.
yeah, I know, right? Oh, that sucks for you. you lose. If you put green in front of it, all of a sudden people think it's healthy or like environmental or something. It would be called green because everything would be moldy.
Oh, gross.
Is what's happening because
Everything comes with blue cheese.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It would be green and blue,
All right, green and blue.
green and blue, like the Whalers,
Green and blue.
like Hartford Athletic.
Just for you. We have an ad
Like the
campaign
Yard
now.
Goats.
We are getting all set with this.
Yeah, yeah. But I found it hilarious that so many people were up in arms over Panera Bread having this mac and cheese that is literally a bag. Now, granted, they make it with a proprietary recipe, so it is kind of their thing.
Yeah.
But it's just a bag that's thrown in boiling water and then put into your cup, and then you're charged like $7.50 for it.
They're good at doing that.
Yeah.
And their bread is good.
You know, I don't mind some of their soups. It's all really like even their like turkey and their turkey sandwich is like 28 grams of fat. Like it is not good for you.
No.
That Panera Bread, no thank you.
Well, there goes that sponsorship. That's
Yeah,
out
there
the
you
window.
go. Well, you know what? We're going after the whole Dunkin' sponsorship.
Yeah, we
again.
should be.
We should. Well, actually, maybe not because
What'd I do?
you had to pay for your free coffee.
So, I don't always drink the unsweetened iced tea. Some days I have the iced coffee.
Yeah.
And I get it with the oat milk
Yes.
because I enjoy the oat milk.
I love the oat
I
milk.
like the flavor.
I love that oat milk is everywhere now.
Yeah,
because
it's great.
it's been my go-to for a little bit, and now it's finally
But
everywhere.
we didn't talk about this on the show with the paying for the oat milk.
No,
I got my
this is brand new fodder to the show.
I got my Dunkin' app that I use everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And I went to the drive-thru at a Dunkin', not the one I normally go to.
Okay.
And when
So you were a stranger. You were a stranger at this Dunkin'.
No, it's one I go to when I'm traveling to Hartford, so they know me.
Okay, so you're
But
not
I'm
like
not there every day.
you're not a regular, but you're.
But they recognize me.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And when you have so much money you've spent on Dunkin', they give you a free beverage.
Yeah, it's
So I
great.
clicked my free beverage. I was getting nothing to eat. I'm like, hey, it'll be a free coffee day.
Uh-huh.
And I got to the window, and she scanned it, and she went, you owe 53 cents.
53 cents.
How do I owe 53 cents for a free coffee? I'm confused on why this happens. And she had to get a manager. She didn't know. Mm-hmm. Manager came over and said, yes, we charge for the oat milk. Now,
Which is ridiculous.
I just laughed and said, here, scan the 53 cents. I mean, it's silly. And then so I, you know how I am. I get very frustrated, very annoyed.
I do know how you are.
So
yeah.
I sent an email to Dunkin'.
Like corporate?
Oh, yeah. Through the app and said, look, I buy this through the app. I do this for you guys because it's actually cheaper for them as a business to charge me $50 a charge on the app, right? One-time credit card fee. And then it's a gift card from that point on, really.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not a credit card fee every time I use the card.
Sure.
That they, of course, they pass through in some capacity, but still.
This is all making sense to me.
So I sent them an email, and they said, of course, you get the immediate, we'll review this, get back to you.
Yeah, the canned auto reply.
Then I got the reply back that said, it's up to the owner of the franchise to charge or not to charge.
So you go in there and you're like, let me speak with the owner? Is that what you do?
No.
Uh-huh.
I responded back to corporate. I said, my business that I pay you is through you, not with the owner of the franchise.
How's that? Oh, you mean through
Because
the
I
app?
pay the app through the corporate side.
Ah.
So my concern is with you, Duncan, not with that franchisee.
Like how you're pointing at me like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
mad at me. My issue's with you,
Duncan.
Duncan.
So
my name is Duncan.
And I am, let's say, above and beyond a very loyal Duncan customer.
I would say that's accurate.
That's a very accurate
very
statement.
accurate.
So the funny part is, on that second response, they did not reply. Zero response.
They ghosted you.
They did.
That's not nice.
It's not okay, not acceptable. So I actually mentioned it to my regulars, where I go to every day.
You
my
mean
Duncan locally?
So this is another Duncan.
So I go to the other Duncan, I tell them what happened, and they said,
Do they hook it up?
I could understand if they charged you for a latte.
Yes.
Because
That's
that's
a lot of
more.
oat milk.
You get
Yeah.
one shot of oat milk. I get one oat milk in a large iced coffee.
Just a little.
Just one little shot.
No.
It's gross, but yes, one little shot of oat milk. I guess if you slow it down, yeah. So
This is so FM radio
I
today.
do my one shot of oat milk, and they were like, I've done my free coffee there multiple times, and they never charge me.
Okay.
So that franchisee is misunderstanding from what the local people tell me what the rule is. The rule is if it's a latte and it's a lot of oat milk, then yes, you get charged.
But it's a store-to-store thing.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And free coffee doesn't say, not oat milk. So even though that's what I buy every time to get me the free drink.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up. It's kind of messed up.
Let's start a campaign.
You paid the extra 50 cents 10 times.
Every time.
That's an extra $5 that you've spent.
Yes, sir.
And then they still want to get you for the 50 cents.
Yeah. And that's that one franchisee who's against the rules. So guess what?
Yeah.
I don't go to that Dunkin' anymore.
See, you will write things. You just write things off for the rest of your life.
I'm a true Scorpio.
That guy looked at me wrong.
I am a true Scorpio.
Sir,
I get
he's
burned
blind.
once, I'm done. I hold on to a grudge my entire life.
A blind man could look at you wrong, and you'd be like, "You're done."
You know, the funny part
I'm
is,
writing you up.
I'm more that way with large companies. With a small mom and pop, you have room for error.
Yeah.
But when it's a large company and that's your corporate policy.
Oh, when it's corporate, yeah.
That's your policy.
Yeah.
You just lost me. And you don't care. You don't care if I'm there or not.
Corporations don't care about people.
No.
And that goes for their own employees too.
I agree.
Like this poor girl that was fired from Panera Bread for leaking government secrets.
Well, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
To them, apparently.
I guess. I do.
You've ruined our image.
I frequent the Starbucks too. I love Dunkin'. I love the iced tea. The Starbucks has the better food, obviously. We know this. We know this.
But Starbucks is way overpriced. It's the Panera of coffee places.
It is. Although they do have the iced. Oh my god, I'm going to screw this up. The iced brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso. I think that's what it's called. Is like God's gift to coffee
like
drinks.
All sugar though.
It's not though.
Yeah, really.
It's not as much sugar. I mean, you probably wouldn't want it because like 5 grams of sugar is a lot for you. But no, it's actually and it's like 170 calories. It's actually pretty for a venti for the big one because the oat milk.
Don't get me started on venti and grande and tall.
You can do that thing?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that thing. I'm going to do somebody.
Everyone's seen that reel by now.
They have, but the one guy that did a reel recently. Who pours the grande into the tall, and it's exactly the same amount of coffee.
Yeah, you know why, right?
It's a tall and thinner cup, but you pay more for the tall than you do the grande.
No, all of those videos on TikTok, there's already liquid inside of it.
No, I'm telling you, this guy turned it upside down, held it so you can look at it right in the camera.
I guarantee.
I wish I'd saved this for you.
You can show all you want. First of all, everything like 90% of things on TikTok are all.
This wasn't TikTok.
Scam. I don't care what it was.
I'm just saying. I agree.
You actually believe that?
I do believe
you
that.
Believing with that conspiracy?
I do. You know why?
Why?
Because if you do the same thing with like a beer, people have done this with a pint of beer. It's not a true pint. Some glasses are made taller.
Yes.
They look tall. They look pretty, but they're not going to hold as much.
I understand that.
And you look at the grande cup to the tall cup, the circumference is drastically different, though it's taller.
The grande and but you can't lie about the amount of fluid ounces that you're putting into your thing.
Yes, but if they both hold 12 ounces, what's the difference?
But are they advertised as 12? I don't think so.
They're advertised as tall and venti, which isn't even 20.
Yes,
but
they're
large.
Yeah,
that's that whole. That's where you thought I was going.
No,
right?
The tall is 12 ounces. The grande is 16 ounces. So it's completely different sizes.
I'm telling you. You look at this. The last video I saw got me. I'm 100% in on the conspiracy.
I think it was very well edited. I think it was a very well edited video, and you, sir, are a sucker. Now, I'll tell you this.
I'll find it. I'll find it. Have you watch it, and you show me where the edit is.
Yeah, find it. I will. I would love to. I will totally find the edit. It'll be great. But the last time I was at Starbucks though, they no longer had the curbside reserved spots. You can still do curbside, but they don't have the reserved spots only, which they used to have, and that's how I know the pandemic is officially over.
Oh,
congratulations, we did it.
Okay,
we made it. We made it. Granted, COVID's on the rise again, but
very warm in here today.
Is it? I have. You can hear the air conditioner.
I'm very
around.
sweaty.
Yeah, you're schwitzing.
I'm schwitzing a little.
It's because I caught you in a conspiracy theory lie.
No,
that you can't get
still
out of.
A large man. I still sweat reading the paper. So.
Oh my God, there were so many large people in Mississippi when I was down there.
Yeah.
This is the first show since I've been on vacation, right?
Wow,
So,
yeah.
It was one of the you know how I'm very attentive on the road, and I spot things and I write them down because they make me laugh.
Yeah.
So there was...
Don't always make me laugh, but they make you laugh.
I think this is a good one, though, because there's you know how on the back of trucks, they're always like, we're hiring.
Yeah.
And it gives reasons. It was like, we have benefits, time off.
Great.
Blah, blah, blah.
Free cheeseburgers.
The best one that it said was 92% of our drivers feel respected.
That one's good.
92%!
Which is a pretty good percentage.
Is it, though?
It is a pretty good percentage.
Is it something you advertise?
So,
Like, think of it this way. There's a 1 out of 10 chance that you're going to feel like a piece of shit driving for that company.
yeah. And that's a lot of people in most jobs. I hate to say it.
Yeah, and that's 90. Why would you put that on your, like, I get, like, the benefits. That's great. Oh, there's health care. There's this and that. 92% feel respected.
It's a pretty good number when you think about a lot of places where people are not.
Is it?
And I shouldn't call this out, but I'm going to call it out.
Uh-huh.
So you just got done shooting a movie recently.
I did.
How many of that crew all felt respected?
The ones who made it to the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was it 8% of the crew who felt disrespected? Quite possibly. And they ended up out of work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, granted, most of the people in, you know, the film industry, when they get let go in the middle of a production, there's a reason for it. It's incompetence or something like that.
Sure.
So yeah, I guess. So if 92% feel disrespected, I'd like to know.
No, respected.
Oh, 92% respected. I would like to know, out of that 8%, like what percent of people doing that job are incompetent?
Correct. Which could very well be, or don't have the work ethic they need to have for their job.
So they need to caveat this
that's
bumper
fair.
sticker. They need to caveat this. 92% feel respected, but the 8% that don't, 7% suck at their job. And that leaves only 1% who are good at their job but feel disrespected. And then it's okay.
And I have to say, as my caveat to bringing up the movie thing that was going on here, I was on set for a couple of days to work.
Yes.
And I was on set for other days just popping by and just saying hello.
Yeah.
Right? I never felt that from production, directors, whomever, anyone was disrespectful to the crew.
Yeah.
Do I believe crew was disrespectful the other way around? Yes.
Well, that's how it is. The bottom of the totem pole is always.
And that's your 92%.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, but they were as respectful to the people who were getting their coffee.
Fair. Yep.
As they were to their star actors.
I am the bottom of the totem pole. I have the utmost respect for. If I'm going to ask somebody like, "Hey, we need to go clean that bathroom," like I'm going to respect because I'm not doing it.
Absolutely.
I got to respect that guy.
You know,
it's in the same way that like you can't disrespect like a janitor in a school or a hallway or something like that, or the people who are cleaning up after you at a restaurant. You can't disrespect them. People who leave 12% tips, they're like, "Oh, I'm going to leave a 12% tip after tax." I'm like, "F you."
No.
No.
Of the final.
No. Fuck you is what I have to say to that.
20% of the final tab. That's minimum where you are.
20% of the final tab. And if you don't want to, don't go out. Now, I understand if you have like an absolutely horrendous experience and the person doesn't deserve, you know, you can dial it back a little bit. I understand.
But they've got to be disrespectful. They've got to be the 8%.
They've got to be disrespectful. I need to be, the 8% of the clients. I was going to say client, the restaurant clients, the diners.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, see, it's an interesting topic. Like 20% is the base. I've gone over 20%, especially when I bring the kids and they make a mess. I'm in the 30 territory. You know.
And that's respectful on your part because you're giving them more work to do. You get that.
Absolutely. But if they're like, if you're slow and if your service is shit, if you don't give me respect.
Yeah.
You might be walking out the door with like
and slow is a tough one to judge because if you're judging the wait staff's tip on a slow kitchen,
no.
That's not fair.
Hey, could I get another Diet Coke?
Yeah.
Sure. 20 minutes go by.
Right.
You lose some tip. Just saying. Just saying.
I get it.
Right?
What if they're busy?
The words too busy shouldn't be in a waitress's vocabulary.
There it is. Okay. That's what I was waiting for. See if you'd be able to pull that one out.
Oh, yeah.
Verbatim, boy.
Well, see, I wasn't going to swear there, but I had to.
You swear all the time on the show.
Yeah, but it's always, do you not listen to the show?
I do. Sometimes you bleep, sometimes you don't.
It's usually bleeped.
Yeah.
It's usually bleeped, especially when I say words like,
oh my, no, don't say that. Good Lord.
You know what I also saw in Mississippi? Someone lifted their Miata.
What?
They lifted a Mazda Miata.
What does that even look like?
You know what sucks is I was driving and I wasn't about to take out my phone and snap a photo.
Right.
Because, when your wife and kids are in the car and you're driving on a road you don't know, you don't take out your phone and start snapping photos.
No, but you throw it at Lori and go, hey, take a picture of that car.
It went by it was just too fast.
It was traveling fast?
It went by, no, just the moment itself. We were both crossing railroad tracks at the same time. And it's just like, this is not the time. Plus, I had my GPS on because I was in the middle of Mississippi.
Right.
I didn't know where I was going. So, a lifted Miata.
Wow.
And the quarter panel was brown. The rest of the car was blue. So there's always that, which is awesome.
They're working at it. They're working at the dream car.
Yeah,
Good for them.
no. But it was like stripped paint all over. It was like straight out of Mad Max. Like if there was a Miata in Mad Max.
With a gun turret on the top of the Miata?
This is the South. Of course there was a gun turret on the Miata. The other car that I loved, so we saw a Mary Kay pink Cadillac, and we're behind it for a little while. And
was it an old school or a newer Cadillac?
It was newer. It was
a
newer.
Mary Kay car. Okay,
Mary Kay, and it actually had the Mary Kay insignia on it. And then we go to pass it, and it's just like a straight up biker dude, like a 60-year-old man with a white handlebar. And Fu Manchu, like the whole thing going on.
Attaboy.
And I was just like, that man is tough. Like, I'm not going to mess with that guy.
Right?
He is comfortable enough to drive the car. Now, granted, eventually we saw that his wife was sitting shotgun, which softened the blow. But the moment where Lori and I both look, see who it is, and then look at each other, we're like, oh, this is awesome.
That's the man's man right there.
Yeah, there's very few cars that like a man shouldn't drive on his own.
PT Cruiser.
I mean, just no one should drive a PT Cruiser.
I'm just saying,
yeah.
PT Cruiser.
But like even like a Mini Cooper, like a guy can drive a Mini Cooper because that's a machine. A Mini Cooper can haul.
It's not the most manly car.
It's not the most manly.
You lose
car.
man points, but you can drive it.
But it's not. It's Mini Cooper or pink Cadillac.
Pink Cadillac. If you're doing like 60s pink Cadillac convertible.
No.
Oh, that's
no.
Game on.
Mary Kay pink Cadillac, like it's a CTS. It's a Cadillac CTS, which is a nice car.
Very nice car.
But do you lose more man points driving the pink Cadillac or a Mini Cooper?
You know what? We can almost swing that. You might get more points for driving it. You
think?
I think it takes guts.
Well, I mean, that's like the guy who had the Miata. He was getting made fun of, so he lifted it.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, it's not such a...
Miata was never a cool car.
Miata was never a cool car.
No.
We had a substitute teacher in junior year, and we made fun of him for having a Miata.
They were like, the new midlife crisis car.
Yeah.
We're like, no, that's the midlife crisis, but I can't afford a real car.
That's right. We also called him Mr. Guy.
I don't know. Is
that the least manly car?
I don't know. Like, I think it's tough to say, because you can drive a 66 Mustang and not be a manly car. I used to have a boss who drove a 66 Mustang. Right?
Yeah.
And he restored it completely. So it had like the new seats inside. Like not restored to original, just updated stuff. But it was springtime yellow, and he talked like that.
See, I always thought
springtime yellow. Now the 66 was not really a tough looking car.
No.
While I worked with him, or for him, I bought a 67 Mustang. That was a mean looking car.
Yeah.
That was a bully of the block. That thing was like that car rumbles by and you know it.
Yeah.
It had 69 Mach 1 wheels on it. It was lifted up just a touch, right?
And you would look at it and be like,
red. It was red.
Oh.
It was beautiful. It had a black vinyl hardtop. It wasn't a convertible, but it had black vinyl.
Either way,
top to it.
Still nice.
It was awesome. And I remember pulling in next to him one day at work. I brought it to work and I parked it right next to his springtime yellow.
Oh.
And I said, oh, that's adorable. Look at the two Mustangs. He goes, yeah, they look nice out there. And I go, looks like mine's dating yours. Mine looks like the big tough guy.
I think that's up there. What was the name of that? It was like the Civic without a backseat. The Del Sol, the Honda Del Sol.
Awful.
And there was
Suzuki Sidekick. Same thing.
There was a guy in high school I went with, and he had a green Del Sol. And then there was a girl also, same green Del Sol.
Oh.
And she was like a riot chick, short hair, like she was hot as hell driving this car. And then you look over and just like, oh, hey, buddy.
Hey, Bob.
How are you doing?
How's it going, Bob?
Yeah, he doesn't listen to the show.
No.
Yeah, I don't think a guy can drive a new, especially new, VW Beetle.
You know, that's tough. And again, the tough part is now looking at it the way we did when we were in high school or that kind of thing. You know, there's men now who can drive things that are still manly.
No, but I'm just saying, I'm not going to drive a VW Beetle.
No, if you drove a VW Beetle, I'd make fun of you for driving that.
Yeah, like if you're going to get a Jeep, if you're a guy getting a Jeep, don't get the Liberty. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like a Dodge Neon. Who's driving a Dodge Neon?
It's also like the color of the car matters. Like a white Wrangler, I wouldn't drive.
No?
I mean, I don't care. When I bought my Jeep and I got it in red, it wasn't because I needed a red car. I really didn't care. The color is like one of the last things I consider when I'm looking at a car.
Yeah, but like a pink Fiat 500.
Yeah, that wouldn't be me.
With eyelashes over the headlights.
A Fiat, man. What would I put on the other foot? I mean, that's a small vehicle for me to try to fit into.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I mean, there are some very nice vehicles that you also wouldn't fit into.
Correct.
So there is that.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 6'3", and that's why I loved seeing like Shaq doing commercials for Buick. Like, well, there's only so many cars he can fit into that he can do ads for.
Yeah.
You know, Shaq's like, do you remember Police Academy when Bubba Smith, we got into a car, they were like taking a car and he like ripped out the front seat, sat in the back seat and drove the car from the back seat.
Yeah.
That's what I expected Shaq to be doing in any of these cars. Like Shaq doing a car commercial, he's got to have it custom done.
What does he drive?
I don't know, Buick apparently. Well, he did when he was sponsored by them or hired by them.
I would, yeah. That's a toughie.
So
what kind of car would fit? He wouldn't fit in most cars.
My father bought a 56 Chevy when he was in high school. Graduated in 57, right?
Nice.
56 Chevy. He had to pull the seat out, move the track, and rebolt it back because he couldn't fit in the front seat of the car. He's 6'4". It wasn't built for people his size to drive it. So
there weren't many people his size back then.
But he had the ability to do that, which is kind of cool. Like if I was told I had to take the seat out of my Jeep and, okay, let me see how I even detach the seat. I don't even know how to take that front seat out. It's hard enough even now to get in the back seat. If I had the back seat in there and you had to climb in, you'd have a tough time climbing in the back of my two-door Jeep to get in the back seat.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's not easy.
I could see that.
I had a buddy of mine riding the back.
But that's when you just hop up on the tire.
Buddy of mine did that this past week, but he had a really tough time trying to get in there. Sorry, Steve. That was not fun to watch.
Damn it, Steve.
That was pretty fun.
It was fun to watch.
It was
Don't
funny.
tell me it wasn't fun to watch.
I felt bad for him, but it was
You
funny.
did not. You thought it was absolutely hilarious. Does Steve listen to the show?
Probably not.
Oh, there you go.
I'll tell him he has to because he's mentioned on the show.
Oh, hey, Steve. Okay, right now, update. Players are not on the field, and the umps are deciding. So we'll see what happens.
Look out the window.
I'm going to...
Is it raining?
Tell them to let us play.
Let them play. Let them play. Let them play.
Okay.
Like Bad News Bears, what was that, 2 or 3 they did that?
I sent... Did I even see those sequels? I don't know.
I'm sure you did. You had to. Playing in the Astrodome.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they were like trying to stop the game, and the fans would let them play. Which it's funny to me because the fans all had to be parents. Of course, they wanted to play. Let them play.
Oh my God! And there's nothing worse than little league parents. You know what I mean?
Oh.
The worst, the absolute worst.
I don't know. You sports parents in general are very difficult to work with.
Yeah, but
what are the chances your child is going to go on and be a quarterback for the Giants? Not going to happen. Stop berating your coach if your kid can't play quarterback.
Yeah, you ever watch these videos though that people have like it's
a documentary that was on Netflix forever about that. Yeah,
10-year-old kids, 8-year-old kids playing baseball.
Yeah,
and it's like the umpire is 13 years old.
Yeah,
and then like a 40-year-old man's like, "Do you want to fight?"
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah, okay.
I was an umpire.
That guy drives a Fiat 500. That's what that is.
I was an umpire for 1 year.
I
was a basketball referee that same year.
Okay.
For youth sports in town.
Mm-hmm.
I was a freshman in high school.
Okay.
The following year, I became the youngest coach ever in rec basketball.
Okay.
I coached the kids the following year. I was coaching kids. I was, 13, 14 years old, coaching 8-year-olds.
Interesting. How'd that turn out?
It worked out great. They had a good time. We had fun. The only thing that was tough was I was berating the officials because they were my friends. I'm riding them, and they finally had to come over and go, Coach, you gotta calm down a little bit.
You're a
little much on these guys.
Yeah.
It's my friend. We're gonna be fine afterwards. Like, but you're not showing the kids the proper way. I'm like, fair.
Only 92% of your team felt respected. is basically what he was
Look
trying
at
to
you,
say.
bringing it on back.
Is what he was trying to say. See, now that we stopped the show when your mom called, I don't know how long the show's actually going on.
Bring it on down to Omnitville.
It's 7:10.
Okay.
What time did we start this show? How long?
6:40.
Really?
Yeah.
Feels like it's been going on longer. Probably because I've been.
You've been talking a lot of it.
I've been pinching a lot of it too.
Oh, that's lovely.
Trying to.
That's lovely.
Just trying to keep things.
Oh, would you? Oh, stop it. That has nothing to do with your buttocks.
So we have no calls today.
We have no calls.
We have no calls, and Liz hasn't called us. Should we just call Liz?
You could.
Because Liz hasn't called for several episodes.
Try it. See what happens.
I don't know. I think that should we do it?
Why not?
Let's.
We have nothing to lose.
we
If she doesn't answer, maybe Vin will. You know, you never know.
we do have nothing to lose.
We're not calling Jana. We're not calling Romania.
No. What time is it in Romania?
I don't know off the top of my head. It's a different time.
All right. Well,
than here.
Let's see what happens.
It's like 8 hours, maybe 10 hours. Oh. All right.
Let's give her a call.
This feels weird.
Yeah.
All right, Liz.
You gonna talk or should I talk?
You should talk.
I should talk.
Hello, boys.
Wow.
Oh,
both of us.
she remembers us like she's called recently or something.
But she has not.
Wow, what's going on?
You guys are. There's like.
Ask us a question, Liz.
You didn't call into the show, Liz.
I've got nothing. I've got nothing
Well,
right
that's
now.
never
Life
stopped
is-
you
I'm very
before.
busy. I just got a new kitten. I have nothing going on. I have absolutely nothing for you. I'm sorry. I'm too busy dealing with my own stuff. But I miss you and I love you, and I'm glad other people are calling in with questions.
Actually, no one did this week, so that's why we're calling you.
Yeah, that's why we're calling you.
So tell us about your cat. What's your cat's name?
What's going on with this kitten?
What are you calling me from?
All right, bye, Liz. Thanks for joining us.
Wow, that's a classic call from Liz. Well done. That's a classic call from Liz. She did a great job. Compared to other calls, B+, Liz, B+.
It's the best call you've had in months.
Best call since the bungee cord. That's fantastic.
Well, since then, our game's been canceled.
Yeah.
So that's I guess if we want to go up to Johanna's and look, I'm kind of happy the game is canceled.
Oh, I should tell my folks.
Because I'd be like totally. Should we call them from the
No,
voicemail?
we should most certainly should not.
Put them on this show. All right. Well, Mo's gonna call us, folks. This
I'm just gonna text him.
let's end this show.
All right.
We're just gonna end this show.
You got to hit the song though.
Do you have a recommendation?
We'll talk about it on the next show. My recommendation is Obi-Wan.
Yay!
That was really poor timing. Let's try that again. All right. And yeah.
Yay! 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 Yay!